Bitcoin is trading at $68,200. In this video, I want to do a bit of a higher time frame, bigger picture update on the charts and whether or not we can still expect continuation of this bull market. So grab yourself your favorite beverage, let's dive into the charts and let's see what things really look like. So starting off with the weekly chart of Bitcoin, I still think this is the most important thing. If you're wondering about crypto and what the direction is, are we in a bull market, are we in a bear market, etc., the simplest is really always to zoom out to the higher time frame charts, which in my opinion, the weekly chart is probably the best for that, and look at what is really the direction of the trend. What is the high time frame trend telling us? And as we know by technical definition, a bullish trend means making higher highs and higher lows. It also means for me in a bullish trend that the price is above the 50-week moving average. The price has been making higher highs and higher lows. You can see a high, then we have a low, then we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and now we are probably working on what I think is going to be another higher high. Then what we also have, as you can see, is the 50 simple moving average here in blue, and the price is above here. And look, that's just how it's working here. In 2021, we had a drop until the 50-week moving average. It held its support and we continued a rally for several months after that point. So, as boring as it is, this is simply the case. And it's a weekly chart, so it moves very, very slowly. But we had this retest of the 50-week moving average. We've bounced off it and we are starting to trend higher. And as long as we are above the 50-week moving average, the high time frame trend is bullish and we continue to play the long side until that trend is invalidated. An invalidation of the bullish trend means a weekly close below the 50-week moving average, which at this point is about $57.3 thousand. Now, as you can see over here, it is Sunday, so we have less than 24 hours left until this weekly closes. But you can see this is a strong green weekly candle after this kind of bullish pin bar reversal. And we are basically spitting distance away from reclaiming all these previous highs. If you were to draw something over here, you can see we are literally at the point where if we break through now, we're going to take all the liquidity, right? All that liquidity that's waiting for us at the highs, these previous highs over here, that's all going to be taken out. And then I think when we break through, it'll probably be a pretty explosive move to the upside because we've been consolidating now for so long. It's been 7 months since the March all-time high, slow chop sideways grind. We are also seasonally, historically, in the best time for this to happen right now. So if we go back to the monthly returns over here, I shared this at the beginning of the month already, but basically every single time in the last 10 years we had a green September. It was followed by a green October, November, and December. You can see over here, 2015, in 2016, the same thing happened. In 2023, the same thing happened. And we had a green September now in 2024. And so far, October is green. So just based on this data, we're looking at a high probability that we are going to see a green Q4. Now, we of course also have the fact that October and November historically are the most bullish months on average. And we also have the fact that we are in an election year. So we're looking at 2016 was an election year, 4 green months. We had 2020, October, November, and December was green, and we are now 2024 election year also. So basically all this historic data and seasonality favors green Q4. So the next 3 months, likely to be green. Then let me bring out this chart again, which is Bitcoin, still a weekly chart, but I've changed the setting to log, so it's easier to see all the history in a way that it just looks visually processable, put it that way, all the way back to 2012. The vertical lines here in gray are the Bitcoin halvings. We've had 4 of them. The red circle is about a year leading up to the halving. The blue circle is 12 months post halving. And you can see here how this pattern has been repeating. This is the data, okay? So removing emotions, whether we want a bull market, whether we're feeling bullish or bearish, look at the data, okay? So every single cycle, every 4 years, the year leading up to the halving has seen a slow grind into the halving. You can see it here, here, here. And then we had the halving, and then 12 months post-halving, we got our crazy bull market. It happened here after the 2012 halving. It happened after the 2016 halving. Even 18 months in 2016, 2017. in the last cycle in 2020. It was 12 months for the first peak in May of 2021. And this was an interesting cycle because actually a lot of coins did end up peaking in May of 2021. And I know Bitcoin made a higher high and Solana and a few others. But if you look at DOGEcoin and a lot of the altcoins that actually peaked in May of 2021, which was 12 months past the halving. So you can see we still have the same price action here. We had the year before the halving starting to grind up. We had the halving and we've traded sideways, but we are still holding the 50-week moving average, which means that if this cycle repeats one more time now, then we are currently 6 months past the most recent halving, which was in April of this year of 2024. That means that we have 6 months left to hit a cycle peak top. That means the next 3 to 6 months, things would have to get absolutely explosive, and we would have to see Bitcoin go to over 100,000, maybe over 200,000 if these previous cycles repeat, which means that right about now, price is supposed to just go up only from this point onwards. Now, again, you never know. There's no guarantees. Just because this happened 3 previous 4-year cycles in a row doesn't mean it's going to happen again. But we have this data and we know very soon what is going to happen. So within the next 6 months, we will know if this cycle is repeating or not. But so far, everything is pointing towards up. We have the historic seasonality here of Q4 that I just showed you. We have this 12-month post-halving bull cycle period. We're above the 50-week moving average. So all of those things are pointing towards us going higher. And that basically means, in my opinion, my strategy is just stay long on Bitcoin and crypto until we get an invalidation of the cycle, until we get an invalidation below the 50-week moving average. A weekly close on Bitcoin below the 50-week moving average is probably the end of the bull market. Until then, though, this could go a lot higher, and if it really does go parabolic and these cycles do repeat one more time, then I want to be positioned for the upside, because that is where the biggest gains are going to come. That is what we've been waiting for the past 2 or 3 years, since the end of 2022, where the FTX collapsed, the whole bear market. It was frustrating, to put it mildly, right? But now we're at a point where literally the next 6 months could be the biggest upside move that we'll see. That's it. And we'll either know. So the invalidation is very clear. We're at 68 now. Below 57, a weekly close, and that's the invalidation. But the upside is potentially, who knows how crazy it gets, 100,000, 150,000, maybe 200,000 plus. Who knows what's going to happen after the US elections, if things go crazy, if they start printing money, if everything goes nuts, maybe. Now, the thing that's important to note also, because that's just Bitcoin, but we need Bitcoin to lead the way for the rest of the market to continue to pump higher. The last couple of weeks, we have seen meme coins go absolutely crazy. Now, what we tend to see is that when Bitcoin takes the lead again, it just sucks the liquidity from all the other parts of the market, from the altcoins, from the meme coins, and Bitcoin starts to pump while all those other shit coins tend to drop back. So, that's also important to be aware of. If you're fully allocated to meme coins and you've bought in pretty high, if Bitcoin starts to run, I think there's a decent chance that all those meme coins are going to drop back pretty hard, maybe 50-60%, especially the shady coins that no one really cares about, but it's just been purely speculation. We can see those drop, we see Bitcoin pump, and then after that, maybe we see a rotation in other coins again. Maybe we see some of the other sectors start to pump. Now, I think DOGEcoin is pretty important as an overall kind of landmark where we are in the cycle, because DOGEcoin marked the exact peak of the majority of altcoins in the last cycle at the beginning of May of 2021. That was the peak for the most of the coins. So DOGEcoin hasn't really pumped yet. This week has been nice for it. It's seen a nice little move here, but it is nowhere close to all-time highs. But let me remind you that in the previous cycle over here, DOGEcoin pulled a 10x in a matter of 5 weeks. It literally went from like 7 cents to over 70 cents in the last 5 weeks of the cycle. So DOGEcoin could get a really big pump. I do think if the cycle continues to repeat, we probably see DOGEcoin pump. I made a video about it recently. I think it'll probably hit the Fibonacci golden pocket, which is between 47 and 55 cents. But maybe it goes to new all-time highs if we do get a full-blown cycle. I think that's a possibility. But again, just like in 2021, that probably ends up marking the complete cycle top for DOGEcoin and most other altcoins. So that's why I like to look at it as kind of a warning. When Doge pumps, We'll probably see a lot of altcoins pump, and then also that could be the top, and that's a warning to just potentially get out of the markets completely. So that also means if it is going to pump, we're going to see massive upside in DOGEcoins and other dog coins and other altcoins, and that is what's probably going to happen if we see this cycle repeat. As long as Bitcoin holds that 50-week moving average and continues to new all-time highs, the cycle timings and everything that I just talked about, we're looking at the next 3 to 6 months for potentially massive moves on altcoins to the upside. And that is, of course, why you want to be positioned with risk capital, because that's the move you want to catch, right? Look what happened after that peak. Nothing for like 2 or 3 years, right? So if you miss the move, if you're not positioned before it takes off, and worse, if you buy towards the top thinking, hey, this is only the start and we're going to go up, 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 and you buy near the top, well, you're going to be in for a very unpleasant surprise in the next 2 to 3 years, because then it's down only and sideways and super boring. So we are still at a point where we haven't really taken off. Sure, you could have bought a little bit lower. You could have bought just sub 10 cents a couple weeks ago, but we're still at 14 cents, right? If it really is going back to 70 cents or $1, that's still a very nice multiple on Doge. And of course, you want to be in there before it pumps and not buying the top at $1 before it all comes back down. So that is why I'm reopening the doors to my VIP one last time. That will give anyone who wants to join the chance to join us inside VIP, inside Discord, get access to my portfolio, my buy and sell movements, my trade ideas, and pretty much this is going to be the last window for, I think, the bull market. That is it. Like, after this, we either pump for the next 3 to 6 months and see a cycle top, or we don't. But I think either way, this is pretty much the last window if you want to get involved with spot crypto to the upside, to be able to get involved. So if you want to join, this is also the last time I'm running this promotion where I'm sharing these membership prices at the price it is. Next year, 2025, I'm doubling the prices permanently because I just do too much in there. It's too cheap. I give trade ideas for crypto. I do trade ideas for Forex, for stocks. I've added a whole lot of bonuses that I've never added before. So many different things. And all of that is down below. If you click the link in the description, there's a page there. I made a video explaining everything that's in VIP, the bonuses. And of course, all of it, once again, is 100% risk-free for 60 days. Come and sign up. If you're not happy, you can get a full refund. But this is the time to join. In my opinion, you can get access to me inside Discord, 2,800 members, and we're just in there every day. We're trying to make the most out of these markets. I'm sharing charts, market analysis, even real-time trade ideas, and I added a really, really cool feature as a bonus this time for VIP members only. It's explained on the page. Click the link in the description if you want to come join us. Again, it's risk-free. I'll see you on the inside.